How well does the Crypt Lord fare against the Mountain King, I wonder? Thank you for Real PJ for the 28th month. Hey all, let's have a great session with Neo. I hope you will. I hope I'm bringing you joy on this dreaded Monday morning. In-game sound is a little quiet, isn't it? Let me switch things. Oop. There we go. Okay then. Is this Crypt Lord scouted? If not, it is now. Claws +8 and no clap. Interesting to see. I thought against Beetle Schools, clap will be the choice, but maybe it is later. When you can retrain. What's the Crypt Lord doing so far? Only Gloves of Haste. Very, very rare to see this. Sound was fine before, now it's really loud. Sound is too low still. What am I supposed to do with that information, guys? It's conflicting. I'm so sorry, we need more feedback on this. Moving across, expecting an expansion already, but 40 in classic 40 style is delaying this expansion for as long as necessary. Moving into the middle, catching reinforcements, one of the ghouls already down. Do we have a narrow up? We're working on it, 50%, but that's the second Stormbolt and always leading to a kill. PCG can't find any targets, really. Slightly too loud. Thank you, guys.
A player's forces are under attack.
There we go. It's really hard to find the perfect levels here. So I hope this is fine. In my ears it's fine, but that doesn't mean anything. Now with the Nerub and the ghouls in position, can PCG hold this? He was interrupting the creeping of Fortitude, but there's level 3, man. He's feeding so many ghouls into the fangs of the dwarf. But the expo is almost finished. Oh, it doesn't work, does it? It doesn't work, does it? There was no Impale ready. And now, worst of both worlds, he can't repair Impale. Could maybe kill 2 or 3 footmen, but the expo has been slaughtered. Huge losses for 40 in a trade. But that is all the lumber gone. PCG was in position with the ghouls so they couldn't harvest anything. We are ending up on a one base play. But on with this one base play, the Mountain King is at 50%. He has no clap. He has no mana. But the thing for PCG is there's no backup ghouls. Still not. Fortitude is rich. Has a lot of resources. Invested into a Berserker once again. Crypt Lord level 3.2 with more beetles. Mountain King has no TP. If the dwarf falls, Fortitude might just fall. 6 minutes 15, no tech on either side. Who needs technology anyway? Back to the Stone Age. The dispels are fine, but only single target, of course. PCG not really feeling too comfortable with this position. Militia was called. There is so much happening here. Berserker on the side of Fortitude gets nibbled away at. Nice little splits by PCG. Always 1 or 2 units onto the Berserker. He's out of the fight. But it feels like Fortitude, even with only footmen and only peasants, able to clean this up. 3 ghouls about to fall. Does he have the power still to knock this down? He does. There was no cancel, was it? Ooh. Can you imagine? You're playing for Team Happy. You got the Emperor breathing in your neck. And then you don't cancel an expansion? Ay, 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 ay. That ghoul or these ghouls did a fine job gathering lumber finally. Nice deny. And so a counter expansion is coming, but the pendulum swings back into PCG side of Echo Isles. There was a problem for 40 for a long time. He didn't have boots. He couldn't catch up with ghouls and Crypt Lord. Now he can. Good to see the Necropolis was first a necessity because he didn't have lumber for a ziggurat. But now it's kind of fine. He can build the Acolytes here while the tech advantage for PCG is big. As Fortitude has the resources in a second. 8-minute 30 tech is like 3 minutes behind the fastest tech you could go for. And that is a long time. Problem is now for PCG, the Crypt Lord has no mana no more. And mana regeneration on strength heroes, you know it, isn't the greatest. Heal scroll stolen by 40. Feels like he has another attack lined up. I wonder... tech is here coming up now. Wonder if we see some beetle pushes, or maybe ghoul pushes, into the main base now. Little bit of a stalemate in the middle of the map. Probably waiting for an invo potion as we have double disable on both sides. Tech switch by PCG. Or is it? Triple crypt! Are we going Gargs? Triple crypt usually always meaning Gargs. Well, well. That makes sense against the Mountain King, I'd say. He will just crush fiends with clap and bolt. Garg's not the greatest unit in the game from a pure damage perspective, but very mobile, so you gotta outmaneuver your opponent. Problematic will be the hero choices. He is stuck with the Crypt Lord. And the Crypt Lord late game, while he's still strong, he doesn't do anything against mass air. So, what do you do? Once again, PCG playing a fine game against one of the strongest players of the opposing team. Kudos to him.
A player's forces are under attack.
So you gotta reduce the number of towers as fast as possible. And maybe prevent level 5 Mountain King? No town portal on Fortitude side, but these fortifications look good. Little ghoul and beetle flood into the expansion. For now, only an arcane tower. Can he somehow reach the second guard? 40 had to walk all the way back, and I don't think he can because there is a solid number of peasants to repair. Step by step towards level 5. Lots and lots of mercenaries in this game. Makes sense, they are quite strong. And speaking of strong, Fortitude survived the weakest phase of the human race, the early game. And can now go into tier 3 with a Blood Mage. DK out, more heal scrolls, expecting clap already, interestingly. Wind of Mana Stealing is kind of fine, that Impale rocks the Shadow Priest, but not much else. Needs to take care of this anti-air. Usually, Anti-air is a problem. You don't want to go rifles. They die too quickly. But here we have a lot of mercs. So actually we had a lot of mercs as they're dying quite frequently. Could be another impale lining up.
Players' forces are under attack.
Gargs out of the fight, but so are the mercenaries. Good usage of the Wand of the Wind. Another heal scroll ready. Trading 1 for 1. Gargs are coming back, and this is a lot of production, but the DK... Oh no! That's not supposed to happen! Invo Potion for 7. But how do you get out? There's another heal scroll. Invo Potion on the Dwarf. He's still stuck there. Still no TP. He got the resources for a TP. Blood Mage from downtown gets it done. And that is now not even a town portal, but rather a staff. Very little cost there. And 40 is getting rich. PCG spending all his resources. Now having to rebuy that DK is annoying. And mind you, PCG is only on tier 2. He doesn't tech to tier 3. So this is probably an all-in. It definitely looks like one. Mountain King can hammer at the Gargs 1 by 1. It doesn't really matter, does it? At the moment, no healing on the dwarf, but the shop is right there. The surround locked in. Telestaff too late. Not only the second hero down, but also the first hero down. The gargoyle all in at tier 2. Doesn't really work. Now gyros are trickling in. They have AoE attacks against air. Super crazy, and usually the counter would be a Dreadlord, but there can't be a Dreadlord with this Cryptlord opener.
A player's forces are under attack.
They came from behind. That was a little ambitious here by PCG. Towers were already up. Heroes were in position. I think Fortitude is in a very, very stable spot in this game. Tier 3 done. Pally, Knights, Black Cannons.
A player's forces are under attack.
Feels like with these Garg vs Gyro games, the most effective thing you can do is snipe them early when they are in low numbers. But that didn't really go that well, did it? Thank you, Azra, for the 1-year resub. My dude, happy subiversary. I appreciate you.
Players' forces are under attack.
Little Drum the second, 23 month, close to the second subiversary. I appreciate you too. Hero focus now on the side of Fortitude. Strong Stormbolt, Banish, Holy Light. It's all gonna be online.
Players' forces are under attack.
And that's a lot of Gargs, but don't you need the Dreadlord? What's the way out? 2 groups. Oh, the stutter. Flying. Looking good. Always keep a distance. Wow, the damage is so real. He can all group them up because there is no Carrion Swarm. Heal scroll, protection scroll. He's flying in, but yeah, you can clearly see that Fortitude worked on his gyro control. A little bit of an attack, but what can 5 Gargs do against Knights? The majority... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. PCG. A little overwhelmed here. And now the massive gyros are back. They are quite hurt, but in tower range now. Free damage! This is still a lot of Gargs. as they were clumped up, but the control is just... PCG getting outmaneuvered. Clearly. Clearly the better movement with his units. Getting a knight surrounded here is sweet and all, but that is game. The Garg all in didn't really work. PCG, this game fell apart when the heroes fell apart. GG. And Fortitude, not necessarily destroying his opponent. There were some moments where PCG stood quite a chance here, as is the norm with the Crypt Lord opener. Starts strong, falls off, and 40 takes the map. Pretty convincingly, I gotta say. I mean, this is how a Fortitude versus Undead looks like. If the opponent isn't happy. What a killer he is in this matchup. Sick. Very, very, very sick. Yeah, we're still curious how this all went down. How the teams were chosen. I can definitely see Happy picking Fortitude. Just to not face him. But then now he has to face Sock. The lesser of the two evils, I guess. Hello, Neo. First of all, a very good afternoon. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate that you greet me first before asking a question. I was wondering, is there a match on PTR planned? Nope. Probably the weekly again. But apart from that, nope. We did the weekly last week. I think it's kinda good to have the weeklies on PTR. Apart from that, we did, in the past, show matches on these PTRs, and unfortunately they were quite horrible. So, rather not. And you know, it's a pretty busy time with Rara Land being 10 days away. It sounds spooky in my head. Rara hype, indeed. And now it's also PCG and 40 hype. This is PCG's map choice. And he decides to go for Tidehunters. Once again, the system here. You have to win the best of 3, and then you get a point for your team. First team that scores 3 points wins the match. Do you get any feedback from the players after the weeklies? It's nice you think that way, but the thing is that nobody that plays this game will give proper feedback, but they will all the louder complain once the patch is live. And they will of course blame me and Remo and Dondo or whoever made a video about this. It is quite frustrating. Not frustrating is the Dreadlord. Let's go, PCG. Oh my god, is that me becoming a PCG fan? After literally 8 years of antagonizing him? I really, really like this. So, Dreadlord could control the Mountain King really well with sleep. Is of course the big weapon against Gyros. But 40 says, my dude, you think I'm falling for your trap?
Player's forces are
You think you activated a trap card, but in reality it is me with the trap card? Goes Archmage. And since he knows, or assumes, that PCG is going for his own expansion, as he did on map 1, he can just creep the lab with ease, thanks to Militia. That also means that this expansion should be rather safe, no damage on anything here, and you need a super safe early game with the dragon. Vamp Aura could be insane for the Knights later. Let's see if he keeps that item for long. Or if he just trades it for a smoother transition towards tier 3. Ships in the night, but PCG has a solid idea of what's happening, preventing the run by. Solid movement. Wants the boots, of course. But at the moment, there's no Carrion Swarm to be spammed, which is pretty bad on level 1 anyway. .40 with the staff. I like it.
Player's forces are under attack.
Creeping at the same time. Picture perfect game so far. Level 2.6 Archmage will rise to level 3. Expo is only at 50%. Ooh. Very problematic. Doesn't even need an Archmage. Level 2 now, but too late. Is that too predictable? Maybe. The humans got so much better in using their early game units. And early game heroes, of course. It's slowing down the undead. And now, with the telestaff, you can always get out of ghoul surrounds. So the big strength of the Dreadlord is kinda gone. He's trying though, not getting the surround. Trying again. Second sleep, was that necessary? He's still on. Oh no, he messes up the surround again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Things are not going PCG's way. It's getting a little late for the telestaff. What a disaster. What is it? Yeah, okay, sleep against it. At the very least, a TP. What the hell? He's blocking with the Footman and the Water Elemental. Can't touch this Archmage! Did it. Oh, this feels so bad. You know, the second I start to cheer for PCG, his game turned into an utter catastrophe. Oh my god, dude. This is so hard to recover from in-game and also mentally. Dude, 40 with an insane trap setup here. It's a 25 root, man. The hero of yesterday that tower pushed Lin, successfully tower pushed Lin, is very much on the receiving end here today. Crazy how 40 just walked out of that. Insanity. Oh my god. This very much looks like a 1-0 for Team Happy, not gonna lie. But shout out to 40 for that block here. Water Elemental at the top, Footy at the bottom, Archmage in the middle. Phone on the ground.
Town is under siege.
Here we go again. Expo is up, but only for so long. And 40 decides to go for Rifleman. Yo, this doesn't work, my friend. Too much piercing damage. Counter surrounds, par excellence by 40. A very good caretaker. Archmage never in real trouble, and yeah, mana is an issue. Mana is an issue.
Town is under siege.
I mean,
Players
you can just pray. At this point, you can just pray. 2 games. Fortitude in total control, outmaneuvered. It's level 4 plus level 2 now. It was a cool idea! I celebrate the Dreadlord choice. It could have been so good against the Mountain King. But then 40 decides, nah, it's not that time of day. We rather rifle tower push the undeads now. Oh no, he opened it up again. We didn't get a single sleep surround this game, guys. If you play Dreadlord, if you play the Sandman, you gotta get these surrounds. No questions asked. That's how it's done, man. Brutal, savage, wrecked. Wrecked. Poor PCG. That thing went sideways. Big time. Yo, he needs a hug. He needs a hug after this game. Fortitude, too strong.